All right, well, in a dignified ceremony in the Belgian capital, Brussels, the only known remains of Congolese independence leader Patrice Lumumba were returned to his family. Lumumba was assassinated some 60 years ago. A Belgian parliamentary investigation into his killing concluded in 2002 that Belgium was morally responsible for Lumumba's death. His body was dissolved in acid by a Belgian police officer, but he kept a single tooth on his return to Europe. Now, decades later, the tooth has finally been returned to Lumumba's descendants in Brussels. Let's get more now from our correspondent, Chris Ochamringa in Kinshasa. A very good afternoon to you, Chris. Let's talk about this particular ceremony, handing over the last remains, well, a tooth of Patrice Lumumba to his family. How's that news and all of that being received really in the country? What are people saying about this?
Well, many Congolese I've spoken to are very excited that Belgium has eventually accepted to return the only remain of their independence hero, Patrice Lumumba. And they have been saying the Belgian king was in the DRC this month to visit the country, his first official visit. They said it was a very good thing that the Belgian king, Philip, was here, and he expressed regrets for the atrocities committed by his ancestors way back during the reign of King Leopold II, but they wanted much more. They're saying an expression of regrets wasn't enough, and the returning of the remains of Patrice Emery Lumumba is not enough. They want much more from the DRC, from Belgium. They want more development aid to improve on the economy and especially on the security of this country. They want Belgium, as the former colonial master, to help the country improve, strengthen the army so that they can defend its borders from the neighboring countries that they accuse of attacking them through proxy rebels.
Yeah. How significant is this? You're talking about the fact that the DRC is saying that Belgium needs to do more. Is there talks of, reparations from Belgium to the people of the DRC? It's not just in terms of helping with development, but are we talking in terms of reparations? It really is quite a significant moment, isn't it? It almost is some sort of a form of admission of guilt from the Belgian government, this particular moment.
Well, that has been ongoing for a very long time in the DRC. There are a number of organizations, like one of them is the Lumumba Foundation, another one is a group of young activists who have been demanding compensation from Belgium. They're saying just returning the remains of Lumumba is symbolic, it's a good thing, but they want much more because many of their ancestors were killed during the reign of King Leopold II. But the government, the DRC government, hasn't been pushing that demand for reparations. They want improved relations because during the term of the previous president, Joseph Kabila, Belgium and the DRC had a very strained relations. They were not in very good terms. So when President Tshisekedi took office in 2019, he wanted to improve the relations, and Belgium has expressed interest in supporting the DRC's agriculture sector, the economy, and a number of the education and a number of other areas so that they can live a better life and also to atone for the injustices that were committed in the past. So there is a lot of demand from people. They're saying we want reparations, but that is something that is not likely to happen.
Yeah, you talk about the fact that the relationship was strained. Makes sense that it would be, and that there is some sort of push to have improved relations. But what is the relationship like now between Belgium and the DRC, and how will this help, or maybe not even help, and make things worse, the handover of the remains of Patrice Lumumba?
Well, the relationship has improved significantly. Belgium has had cut aid to the DRC, especially to the army. They used to support the army in training and also carrying out the activities in the different parts of conflict zones in this country. But that has been reinstated by the Belgian authorities. They have also increased some funding to the healthcare system, the education area, and that is because President Felix Tshisekedi lived in Belgium Belgium for a very long time. So he has very good relations with the authorities there. And when he came and took office here, he tried to, improve the situation that, had been obtaining before during his predecessor's time. So there's a very big change. And the Congolese, for the ordinary Congolese, they're still very disgruntled with Belgium. They say that these people went away with committing very serious atrocities, and they should be held to account. But the government is calling for them to reconcile, is asking them to forgive Belgians for what happened during the reign of King Leopold II, and this is a new regime, and they hope that things will improve going forward.
All right, thanks very much to you, Chris Ochamringa, correspondent in Kinshasa.